Cuban Gypsy Pantry. Thank you for being with me
Yeah,
today.
well, thank you for having me.
To come and taste this delicious food of yours.
Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about how the name originated?
Of course, well, Cuban, there's a lot of people that say that Cubans are not gypsies. I say, well, yeah, but my wife is. She's actually from Hungary. So, Cuban Gypsy. That's how we actually come out with the name. And we started with a food truck a year and a half ago, serving late night foods, and it's worked out to become a restaurant, and actually worked out to be in the 3 best sandwiches in the South. So, I mean, that's really accomplishment,
Yes.
It's good.
How long have you been here in Charleston?
2 years.
2 years.
Before I started food truck, I was a taxi driver. So I've been cooking 25 years. I went to school in New York. I used to own restaurants in New Jersey, but then in 2010 I lost everything and I started from the bottom. And I didn't want to cook again, and I started driving a taxi. And when I moved to Charleston, I didn't want to go work for anybody, so I just drove a taxi. It was okay. I mean, he was okay. He didn't pay the bills, all of them, but he did, And it was okay. And then we got the opportunity to get the food truck, and we started, and everything else is history. Now, I don't specialize in just Cuban food. I do a lot of Latin. Also, I mean, like, people have a misconception what Cuban food is. Cuban food from Cuba is different than Cuban food from Miami. So people that live in Miami, they think like, Cuban food is the same in Miami than in Cuba, but it's not. In Cuba, you cook what you have. In Miami, you have all the ingredients. So that's why we call it a pantry, because we cook with whatever we have, and if we don't have it that day, we're just not gonna serve it. The Cuban sandwich, I've been doing it for 25 years. I've been cooking for 25 years. I've been doing it since then. I roast the pork in the house every single day. We roast actually pork every single day. We do the original recipe, which was created in Tampa. It wasn't created in Cuba. Like, people also don't even know. If you go to Cuba, you're not gonna find Cuban sandwiches there. Yeah. So Tampa is the mother of the Cuban sandwich. That's to say, in the 1920s, they used to put salami in it. So we actually recreate that recipe, and we put salami, ham, Swiss cheese, pickles, but we also use sweet pickles. We don't use dill pickles. And we do the roast pork, and we have a sauce that we made in the house. It's called the Shelby sauce. But it is green sauce based with cilantro and garlic, and we make our own mustard here. So that's why, this is the green fries. That's something that my wife came out with. And it's actually seasoned fries, and then we put pickles, scallions, cilantro, and Parmesan cheese, and the 2 sauces that we put in the Cuban sandwich. So it gives like a little contrast to the whole dish.
So this isn't a traditional pan con lechon, how they would say.
They would say pan con lechon, right?
Okay.
This is a lomo saltado. This is actually not a Cuban, not a Puerto Rican, not Dominican, not Venezuelan dish. This is a Peruvian dish. It's actually a thin slice ribeye steak, sauteed with Worcestershire sauce, soy sauce, onions, tomatoes, cilantro, a little dash of butter, and I chose to put white truffle oil. And then we serve it over yellow rice, black beans, and French fries, and we top it with the other 2 sauces. This is the empanadas. We make our own dough. We don't buy the Goya dough, like other people do. So that's why we make 20 during the day, and if we sell out, that's it, it's no more. We fill them up with either pork, chicken, or beef, and we put sofrito sauce, we put green sauce and mustard sauce to serve it. And then we have a flan, which is traditional custard. It's not coconut, it's not guava, it's just traditional custard like your mom used to make when she had, And our Cuban coffee, we use Café Bustelo, Café Las Llaves, or Café Pilón, which is what they use, and we brew it with sugar in a percolator. We don't have a fancy machine like Miami that people come here, you don't have the machine to make Cuban coffee. And so in Cuba, they don't have machines, so they have a percolator, right? So they call it a cafetera, right? So, I just want to, we are as traditional as we can get without being traditional, if you know what I mean. I went in every single country in like 2003, 2004. I went to, Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, Venezuela.
So you're able to put your own little twist on each.
On every single dish, people like it, people respond well to it. We've been busy, thank God, and we've been blessed to be here and have a small restaurant that is employing at least like 5 people. And they're happy here,
Anything else you would like for us to know about the Cuban Gypsy Pantry?
Well, no, just come and try. You will get hooked. That's it.
Definitely, yes. I came, I think 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I got the ropa vieja with rice and beans, and I got tequeños,
which are Venezuelan.
Venezuelan, and I was like, oh my God, I love tequeños, which is not a traditional Cuban thing, but I was like, I'm gonna try this.
The other chef that works with me is from Venezuela, so he works with them very well, and we'll put them on the menu. But thank you so much for coming and
Thank you for
do this
having
interview.
me and putting all this display here for all of us.
Yeah.
Guys, please come check out the Cuban Gypsy Pantry right here in Collins Street in downtown Charleston. I'm about to try some of this. Can't try it all. And yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.